All right, Nick, let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks. Sometimes in life, people are really confident about something they say, and it turns out that by whatever circumstances arise, that you're wrong. And this last preseason game has definitely shown that we were 100% wrong about Drew Lock's, coming into being the starting QB for the Seattle Seahawks. He did pretty horrible, as good of a showing he may have had through training camp and maybe one or so flashy preseason games. This last preseason game completely derailed any dream that he had to take over the reins of this offense. But we're going to get into that and tell you why you were right the whole time saying that Geno Smith was clearly the starter. But before we tell you about that, we want to hear from you Seahawks fans. Preseason's over. You've had a look at your whole team. The roster is starting to flesh itself out. And we want to know in the comments below, let us know what new addition, whether it be rookie or a free agent or just a signing that you've made to the Seahawks team, are you the most excited to see on this roster? So what addition to the Seahawks team are you the most excited about for this season? Let us know in the comments below. But Nick, let's get into this QB competition no more.
Yeah, so this is according to yahoo.com. The Seattle Seahawks finished a rather disappointing preseason with a 27-26 loss to the Dallas Cowboys, finishing the stretch of exhibition games 0-3. However, clarity was achieved for the time being at the game's most important position. Following the loss to Dallas, head coach Pete Carroll officially named longtime Seahawks backup quarterback Geno Smith the starter. Smith will handle the reins against the visiting Denver Broncos and the return of Russell Wilson in Week 1. All right, Miles, you brought it up, and this is where all the Seahawks fans who said, I was wrong, you were wrong, like, oh, Geno Smith's going to win the starting job. We both were talking about, hey, Drew Lock's going to be the guy. He's got the higher upside. Well, he absolutely stunk against Dallas. The guy went 13 for 24 for $171, a score and 3 picks. 2 of them were disastrous picks. And I do want to highlight that Dallas was basically playing a lot of second, third stringers. In fact, one of the interceptions actually 2 of them, Nashawn Wright, a corner with one, and Marquise Bell, a safety with another, are 2 guys who probably won't make the team going forward. So the fact that Locke had these struggles with turnovers means that the Seahawks, give them the credit here, proving us wrong. They made the right move, right? You cannot put a guy like Locke out there who will have this kind of disastrous performance. It was an embarrassing performance by Drew Lock. Geno Smith, deservedly so, is the guy. What are your thoughts on this whole situation, how it fleshed out?
Well, I mean, as a Seahawks fan, if I was in their shoes, Geno didn't necessarily knock my socks off. But what you get out of Geno Smith, and I think people have been saying this, and it's true, and we've always been preaching, Drew Lock has the potential for higher upside. But with higher upside players like Drew Lock, you kind of also have the lower floor. You can have these disastrous games like this. And with Geno, he's much more in the middle. His upside might not be quite as high, but his floor is way higher, and he's just going to be consistent. He's not going to really impress you too much, but I don't think he will lose you as many games as potentially Drew Lock could if he goes out there and has a performance like he did in this preseason. And that's the other thing that kills me is, like you said, Dallas really pulled a ton of starters. There was not even that many second stringers in there. These are guys trying to make the roster, and you're out there throwing 3 interceptions to bottom of the barrel corners out there who might not even make a roster this season. You really have to be more careful with the ball doing this. It wasn't even like he was making huge plays or anything. He only threw for 170 yards, so he wasn't gunning for every play. So I'm pretty disappointed in Drew Lock's performance in this preseason game.
Well, yeah, you brought up a good point. It's not like he threw 3 picks and Trayvon Diggs was ball hawking, right? And Micah Parsons was harassing him and he just got rid of the football, resulting in a turnover. These guys are guys who I mentioned before. A lot of them won't even make the team. But the thing that jumped out to me is that all 3 interceptions were 3 different mistakes. It's not like he just has one problem that just kind of came out by bad luck multiple times in this game. One of his picks, he misread the defense, thought it was man coverage. It was zone. So Nashawn Wright, the corner, coming off into the zone coverage, jumped it. One time he was late. He allowed the safety corner to bait him into the throw, and the corner jumped it was a curl route. He jumped for an interception. And another one, it was just a crossing route over the middle. Guy's wide open. He makes it a difficult catch for the receiver. The receiver has to extend. The ball gets tipped up, and Marquise Bell intercepts it. So you have 3 different issues there. You've got not reading the right coverage. You've got being late with the throw, and you've got being inaccurate with the throw. And with the Seahawks, this is a team that's going to be built this season on defense. That's where the strength of their team is. They're young, athletic, fast. That's where they're going to have to win games. If you're going to be a defensive team, you need to have a quarterback that takes care of the football and doesn't make mistakes. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. And like you and I have talked about, Geno Smith, at least to a certain point, can handle that quarterbacking, that responsibilities pretty well at the quarterback position. Drew Lock, with this performance against Dallas, shows he can't, and he cannot be the guy because of it.
Yeah, if you're a Seahawks fan, I think your biggest bet this season is to hang your laurels on guys like Boye Mafe or Kobe Bryant, and hopefully those guys will come out and impress you this year.
All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.